omo, Atiku go do interview for wetin dem dey call am BBC news pidgin. When I come see the question, that girl wey go ask that, wey go do that interview, that girl no dey fear. Come dey see the questions wey the girl dey ask am. He ask am everything about Atiku life. He ask Atiku that question. Atiku just dey give answer. When I lis ten to presidential candidate, he even ask am wetin he go do if he lose. He talk wetin he go do. He ask am say, why exactly you dey insist to be the president of Nigeria? Good question. When I hear una presidential candidate answer.
The office of the president. So why do you insist on becoming the president of Nigeria?
Well, first of all, let me start from a private perspective. I have many kids, children. I brought them up well, sent them to the best schools, both within Nigeria and outside. As I normally tell them, I have lived my life. But if I should bring them all back home, what kind of a country am I going to live for them? I think this thinking that I have is a thinking behind every parent in this country. What kind of a country am I going to live for my kids? Is it a better country than I found it or not? This is one of the reasons behind my perseverance, to run for the office of this country. Not only for my kids, but for the future generation of this country. Everybody's kids.
So what happens if you lose?
That's my fate. I take it in very good faith.
Okay, so
I'm not the first loser. Neither am I going to be the last.
Prior to that 2015 election, you were calling for power rotation. 8 years down the line, President Muhammadu Buhari is another now, is going to leave office, but yet you're standing as the candidate of your own party. Do you think it's fair?
I think you are looking at it at a very, very narrow perspective.
Okay.
We have two political parties, PDP and APC.
Labour Party is there as well.
Okay, say Labour Party. I mean, because they haven't contested presidential elections before, and neither did they have any, political structure. And during the reign of PDP, when PDP was in power, out of the, how many years? 16 years? 14 years of those years, power resided in the South. So they have a different history. Compared with APC, which is just an alliance formed about 8 years ago, and they, gave power to the North. So there are two different perspectives. But Nigerians, in a very narrow sense, lump all together to say as if, virtually power since the start of our democratic process has been residing in the North. A very, very wrong perspective.
So let's look at the health sector.
In the country, you are going to produce more doctors. And then it becomes now the issue of, will you have a fair remuneration, a living wage for doctors in our country? We can do it. We have the capacity to do it. We will do it. We can.
Now, there are rumors around your health status that you've been going around for treatment out of the country. Can you address that?
I don't go for any major treatment abroad other than normal medical checkup. The only medical problem I have was, if you recall, in 2006, in an election year like this, I tripped from staircase, and injured my knee. And I went to Germany for treatment. I didn't have any fracture. I just have what they call a tendon rupture. And then the tendon was brought back and so that's the only sickness I have. And if the electoral authority says we should produce our medical report, I'm ready to produce my medical report.
In essence, are you saying that if you win the election, you're not going to travel out of the country for any form of medical attention?
As long as whatever medical attention I require is available in the country, I will avail myself of that facility. But if it is not available, what do you want me to do? To sit down and die?
As the president, you'll be, of course, you have all the power to put things in place in the health sector.
Which is going to be cheaper for me to bring in medical personnel from abroad and equipment, or to fly in and out, whichever is cheaper for the country. That's what I'm going to do.
Civil society organizations have been calling for candidates to declare their assets and liabilities. Are you willing to?
I have always done that. I have always done that. The only thing is that, the law doesn't provide that we should make it public. If the law says we should make it public, I will make it public.
For the sake of transparency, and because you're always clamoring for change, don't you want to be the change you're preaching?
I don't mind. I can produce it. I mean, it is there. They have been there. I will produce them.
So will you produce it this time around? Is this something we can hold you to?
Why not?
All the regions in Nigeria are facing one security challenge or the other. There is insurgency, banditry, farmer-elder clashes. I can go on and on. So what plans do you have when it comes to security if you win the election?
Well, there are a number of approaches, we have designed as a party and also as a presidential candidate. One of them is more boots on the ground, more equipment, and more training. The second aspect of that is also to consider creating state police where necessary, and so that you can have more levels of policing at various levels, at the state level, at the local government level, at the federal level. Our type of presidential system, was copied from that of the United States. And you will agree with me, in the United States, we have various levels of police. We have federal police, state police, county police, borough police, and even city police. So I think we should review our policing system to make sure that the country is adequately policed at every level, from the village level, up to the local government level, and the state level, and at the national level.
The APC wants you disqualified, and this is, of course, based on a leaked audio alleging that was your voice admitting to some corrupt practices.
Well, all what I know, all corrupt practices or corrupt allegations against me have been investigated in this country more than anybody else, and nothing was found against me.
Well, this is a new audio. Was that your voice or not?
And that audio has disclosed nothing new.
It's not your voice.
I say that voice where that guy Daniel, say some Michael Achimugo, I mean Daniel Achimugo. I don't know that voice when he release say Atiku talk. Now in this guy they ask him, say that allegation, say that no be you get that voice. He say no be Newton. Now why I say man I read between the line. No be Newton is God. The question is clear. Now your voice, I be no be your voice. Say yes or no. He say no be Newton. Nigerian people men are wise. Men are wise. As in this thing what they tell now, nobody will tell now again. May we wise. Not make I even know. May we wise. Presidential candidate, now they ask this question. This is one of the most critical questions people they ever ask Atiku for in life. This thing now the first time they can't talk about in corruption. This thing for public. The highest way to say no be Newton. No be Newton or Oga. So the voice, is it your voice or not your voice? It's a simple thing. Person when your hand no clean. Oh God. And see, people know they feel understand. Okay, don't worry. There's a video I'll be posting later. That video has to do with their manifestos, the way their manifestos be, the analysis on their manifestos. This analysis now shown and the person way draft them out in imagery form. If you now listen to the way their analysis manifestos, you now go no say no how the Peter Obi still stands out. In manifesto, they much more likely achievable than others. The other ones, they quote numbers, they talk things, so they say they go to just to entice Nigerians. Now only people they talk things when they within waiting if he do, and the period when you go fit do am. I go post the video and I go see her now. But I just talk am. Those who see they consider to vote for Atiku Abubakar and those who they consider to still vote for Tinubu. Or no man, I know they teach all those allegations that they make against each other, say na lie. Na truth. All those allegations are truth. I know be court, I know be judge, but na true. Na true. Even if they carry the matter go court, make the court talk say na lie. No be like me, I go sit and say those things na true. There can be no smoke without fire. If not be true, make them go sue the people when they make the allegation. Make them go individually sue. Make Atiku go sue that Daniel Michael Achimugo. Make go sue make Tinubu go sue the one which be this investigative journalist David Hundeyi. All those who don't make this allegations against them. Make go sue them. But they no go fit do am because they know say if dem go court, these people na investigating people, they go expose them the more. Make na carry una vote go dey vote, dey chook for. Make na carry una hand go dey tamperate, put where una dey put una destiny. That tamperate dey tamperate. Remember say na your destiny dey press down like that. Make na go tamperate for them. They carry una destiny, dey dash people in the name of say una dey vote for tribe, na dey vote for brother, na dey vote for place wey dey lie to una, dey tell una say get capacity. If I explain this, I no just wan get time because I for don tell una things about this. Oh God, man no talk, man no talk.